Living in Dallas has provided me opportunities to grow both personally and professionally. The move to Dallas wasn't something that I initially planned on doing, but looking back, it's one of the best decisions I've made in my life. Today I wanted to share a few reasons why Dallas may be a great fit for you. Hey everyone, my name is McKeown. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Dallas, Texas. I'm not a true Texas native, but I've learned to call Dallas my home. There's a ton of reasons to move to Dallas, but first I'm going to be discussing the housing market. Now, the price forecast for the Dallas housing market was expected to be between 5 and 7%. We're ending the month of February here shortly, and I can tell you hands down, we're gonna far exceed that. The pandemic has really allowed folks and families to work from home. Also, by working from home, it's allowed them to really live wherever they want. Our housing market is a lot cheaper than a lot of the other large metroplexes. Also tie in interest rates being incredibly low. We've had a huge influx of folks from out of state relocating to Dallas. To give you an idea of how hot our market is in Dallas right now, at the beginning of 2011, we were at 9 months of inventory. An average real estate market is going to trend between 3 and 4 months of inventory. And at the start of 2020, we were right at 3 months of inventory. However, in February of 2021, we've gone from 3 months of inventory all the way down to only 1 month of inventory. What that essentially means is after 1 month, we'd have absolutely no listings on the market if no new listings came up. And the reason being is we're having so many people relocate here, interest rates being so low, that purchasing a house right now has never been a better decision. Another thing that's great about the Dallas market is we are certainly not short on rental properties or apartment complexes. Our market is really half and half. We've got about 50% single family residences, and then we've got about 50% apartment complexes and opportunities to rent. The Dallas Metroplex for myself was an affordable Metroplex that I decided to move to. I've lived both in California and Seattle, but I wanted to be somewhere that I could actually afford to live and also purchase a house. Our Metroplex, again, is gonna be far cheaper than any of the other Metroplexes across our nation that are gonna be comparable. The Dallas market is so diverse, you can truly get anything that you want. If you're looking for a modern home or a traditional home, our market has everything. So if you're looking to move to the Dallas market, you're probably thinking about potentially a career change or a relocation within your company. One great thing about our market is there is so much opportunity. I know I moved here initially for a teaching job and a coaching job. I transitioned pretty slowly into real estate, and I've been able to build my business up just because of the great market here. The opportunities in the Dallas market far exceed a lot of the other metroplexes, largely in part due to the fact that we do not have any state income tax. Dallas has also been ranked in the top 5 for job growth, producing over 500,000 jobs in the recent past. As far as opportunities, there are a ton of businesses with their headquarters in the Dallas area. In our Metroplex alone, we have 42 Fortune 1000 headquarters, such as American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, AT&T, and Texas Instruments. There's also other businesses that have since brought their entire headquarters over here, such as PGA Golf from Florida, State Farm, and Toyota. One of the biggest things that I like about our industry here in the Dallas market is we are diverse. Just like our housing market, our job growth and industry is diverse. There are a lot of other metroplexes across the nation that are very individually dependent on one particular business. For instance, the San Francisco Bay Area is very tech heavy. The Houston market is very oil driven. Our market in the Dallas area is not dependent on one headquarters or one type of business. We have so much opportunity in Dallas, and that's the reason so many people relocate here and don't have an issue getting a job. And also, when you're thinking about relocating, you obviously want to relocate to an area that's going to have a ton of stuff for you to do. When I decided to relocate to Texas back in 2015, I knew I wanted to be in a large metroplex that had great weather, affordability, and plenty to do. Now, you may be questioning whether or not the weather here in Dallas is humid or not, whether it's going to be too hot for you. I can tell you firsthand, having lived in San Antonio, almost lived in Houston, and now having lived in Dallas, that Dallas, bar none, is going to be the best option if you're looking to get somewhere that is not humid. I'm originally from Washington State, and having lived on the West Coast, I haven't experienced any humidity until I moved to Texas. I did move initially closer to Houston, and I questioned whether or not I was going to be able to live with the humidity, but I wound up finally in Dallas, and the humidity here is not that bad. Also, another great thing about the Dallas weather here is you do actually get seasons. For instance, in the winter, you actually get colder weather, and in the summer, you actually get quite hot. I know there's certain areas of the country such as Seattle where I have resided before that you get decent summers, but for the rest of the year, it's just cold and rain. Also, if you're a foodie like me, you're certainly gonna love the food all over Dallas. There's plenty of options in Dallas for food. I know all over our Metroplex, there are certain pockets with great Korean food, great Mediterranean food, great American food, and truly any kind of food that you may desire. A couple of my favorite places for food in Dallas itself are going to be Whiskey Cake. Whiskey Cake actually has 2 locations, one in Plano and one in Irving. North Italia is a great option. I love Italian food. That's probably my favorite Italian restaurant. I'm actually across the freeway from a great place called Mutt's Cantina. Mutt's Cantina is a dog park, but they actually have beer, alcohol, and great hamburgers that they serve there while your dog's at the dog park. On top of all the great food that we have here in Dallas, Dallas actually has more restaurants per capita than any other large metroplex in the country. One of my favorite things about our metroplex is how well connected we are. We've got a great international airport at DFW, and we also have a smaller airport where Southwest headquarters is, and that's Love Field. I've personally been able to travel to Australia, New Zealand, all over Europe and South America just from our airport here. Also, with the airport being so central to the rest of the country, any large metroplex is only going to be at max about 4 hours away. Also, if you're an individual that loves professional sports, we obviously have the Dallas Cowboys here in the Cowboy Stadium. The Cowboy Stadium hosts all sorts of events, and across from the Dallas Stadium or the Cowboy Stadium itself is the Texas Rangers Stadium. The new stadium is actually opening up. They also have a professional NBA team, the Dallas Mavericks, and a professional hockey team, the Dallas Stars. To be honest with you, I could probably talk forever about Dallas and all the attributes and the great things that Dallas has to offer, but at the end of the day, Dallas is just a great, diverse culture. There's tons of opportunities for young entrepreneurs, people that are just starting their careers, college students, or even families with their kids. So whether you're looking to settle down with your family or you're a young professional, Dallas at the end of the day can accommodate any and all of your needs. I hope this video has provided you some insight to the beautiful and inspiring city that I call home. If you have any questions about Dallas or Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex as a whole, I'd love to help you out and answer any questions you may have. Feel free to leave a comment down below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help, and stay tuned for the next video. A couple of my favorite places for food in the Dallas area are going to be North Italia. North Italia?
North Italia. Italian.
Okay.